Hello, hello, hello. Check 1 2 1 2. It's your boy Yesty. Here we are, back on stream. Had a few weeks off. Been busy, been doing various things, but very happy to be back. Hope everybody out there is well, doing fine. Um. Oh no, hang on. I've done this wrong. Oh God, I've messed it up already. Hang on. Fantastic. This is. Which one do I want now? Yeah, that's what I want. So if I do this, yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, now that we're not just staring at an infinite OBS, here we are in my beloved Ableton. Something I want to look at today is, as I'm sure everybody out there knows, recently was Black Friday. I'm not sure why it's called that. I'm not sure the traditions behind it, but what I do know is that the fantastic plugin company Waves were giving a free plugin away just for Black Friday, just being the nice legendary selves that they are. And I myself am a Waves customer. If you've heard music of mine, you've heard Waves plugins. Um, Very prominent on my third album, Beat Tape. A lot of Waves going on there. Anyway, they were giving away a thing called Silk Vocal, and I'm sure people out there will recognize that I don't really use vocals on my music. That doesn't mean I never will, but it's not really something I'm particularly interested in doing at the moment. So you think, what would our boy yesterlng want with a vocal plugin? Well, let me tell you, dear listener, um, it looks to me, well, basically what I want to do on this stream is have a little look through Silk Vocal is its name. Have a little look through and see what we're saying. But it basically looks to me like what Silk Vocal does is very similar to a brilliant plugin called Soothe 2, which I wish I had, but it costs something like 500 quid. So I will not be getting that. I will not be getting that anytime soon, I would say. But oh, we've got a comment. Oh, it's my darling fiance, by the way. Not flexing, except I'm totally flexing. Um, Black Friday refers to the idea that this is the day when businesses finally turn a profit, or going from being in the red to being in the black. Interesting. So tell me, Phoebes Tarantulas, do you know if that's calls that A because they just run a bunch of promotions to try and drag some money out of people, or is it like the day that they get their quarterly review or whatever and see an uptick in takings? How exactly does that tradition work? I'm very interested to know. Um, it's the first Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, that's totally an American thing. We don't do that here in the UK. For anybody tuned in around the globe, marking the start of Christmas, so people start buying. Ah, fantastic, fantastic. So my future wife is an absolute whiz and genius when it comes to marketing. Which is a very, very useful skill to have indeed. Um, yeah, interesting. Knowledge nibble. I like that. Is that maybe that can be like a thing? Knowledge nibbles with thieves tarantulas. I'm into that. Yeah. Or like a redeemable something like channel points or whatever. Like I want a knowledge nibble. Be just like when I used to do fact of the day, fun fact of the day. Be a knowledge nibble with thieves tarantulas. Well into that. A thieves what? Knowledge nibble. Classic. Um, yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for that. We are all enlightened by your presence, as I am every day, my darling. Um, Now what was I saying about? Oh yeah, the Silk Vocal, the plugin. So Soothe 2 is a brilliant plugin, very expensive. I don't have it. I wish I did. But basically, that's a kind of AI-ish plugin that you can put on instruments, and it will just sense harsh frequencies that need to be cut out automatically. So, like for me, that would be really, really useful to use on synthesizers. My music's very synth heavy. Um, So yeah, you'd record in your keys, and it would just be like, oh right, these frequencies are just poking through a little bit more than you would want, and it just automatically suppresses them. This is what I do when I'm mixing with compression and EQ. It's just a time saver, and I think making music is all about not necessarily saving time, but workflow, and saving time isn't quite the right term for it, but it is essentially saving time. Just the quicker you can do things to a decent standard, it's just the less in the way all of this other stuff will get. So Soothe 2 is really good for that. And it looks like this Waves plugin, Silk Vocal, is basically that, but for vocals. You take a vocal, put it on, and it will automatically sense the harsh frequencies and edit them out. Maybe we could have a go today on stream, putting it on some synths, see how that sounds. I know it's not designed for that, but I mean, if I just got a free version of Soothe 2, I'll be a very happy chappy indeed. So that's what I want to do today. So let's start off by, we actually need to put a vocal in, don't we? Check, check, check. That probably sounds a bit weird. Just to those on stream. But I need to put some vocals down to edit. So why don't we get rid of these? Because as of now, we're not dealing with any instruments. What we can do is just record a little bit of vocals. But yeah, you can probably hear me twice. Or I don't know, maybe I can hear me twice. So maybe you can hear me 4 times out there on stream. It's a classic Inception situation. But I'm just going to record myself saying something. And what I'm going to record myself saying is, I don't know, some rambling stuff. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. That works. Let's have a listen back to that. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Great. Let's just cut that up. So all we've got is just that. Cut there, delete that. Great. There's our vocal sample. How very exciting. I'm also going to take this mic off so you can't hear that fizzing anymore. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Now, before we do anything else, I just want to clear this up a little bit. I've got a fantastic plugin for this, which I've made very good use of over this year. So, perhaps you've heard of it. Goyo. Just look at this legendary thing. So basically, we put this on. Let's just move this up here so y'all can see what I'm doing on stream. Yes, it is a beta. That's correct, but you do have to when the beta ends, you have to buy it. I've already bought it because this is just absolutely brilliant, and I don't want to be without it. But look at this. Yesterling's the name. So you can hear how much like noise and background stuff is going on in that. If we just take this, turn it right down. Yesterling's the name. Where's it gone? Nerdy synth music is my game. Isn't that incredible? Yes, it really is. Hats off to you, Goyo. Very impressive. So basically, that's all we've done to clear up our vocal sample. Because when you start poking around in samples, that's when you start to really attenuate all this other stuff that's on there. Which of course is not something you want. You just want to hear the vocals, the silky smooth vocals of yesterling. Should we make this a little bit quicker? I think we should do that by holding this down. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Slightly longer. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Okay, great. So make this nice and big. That is our vocal sample. That's what we'll be looking at today. So nice and easy. What you do, is you search up Silk Vocal. There it is. Look at all of this, and they've given us. Okay, so there's 2 versions of this. There's a live version and a vocal version. I'm just as unfamiliar with this as anybody else right now. So I'm going to assume that the live version is something that's done like in a very kind of like that's actually quite difficult to put into words. It would have less latency, I think, is a simple way of putting it. If you are making use of this as a live vocal chain when you're doing a gig, you could do so. But you'd need the latency to be basically non-existent. So probably like very CPU intensive, this version, and that's not what we want. Um, this is what we want. There it is. Look at this. Looks fantastic. Now I need to. Been away from the stream for so long. I've been forgetting to make my notes. Make my little notes there. So just open up my diary, lovingly given me by my future wife. Can't say that enough. Here's my pen. Nay. So at roughly 12:30, we introduce Silk Vocal and give it some of that. So let's just have like an immediate look at it. You've got male and a female here, low end, mid, and high. And here is where you actually get a visual of that. Show. This is brilliant. This is a so I absolutely love this. This is a compressor that's essentially just added a raw whatever it's called, RVox, which is absolutely brilliant. The RVox. Now another section we've got is this this little arrow down here. You can click, and here you've got let's do that again. So here, got an arrow. If you click, you get a gate added as well as a high pass filter. 14, 15. Down. And so I think that's basically everything. So let's hear how it sounds on my voice. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. So you can see how it's Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Let's just loop that. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. One more time. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. So what you can see happening here is Yesterling's the name. Blue areas, that's showing what's being cut out. Is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Now this is a little experiment we can do. You can see here, I like, click my tongue or something, whilst I'm talking. But, God, is that the shortest I can make it? Surely not. Really? That's the shortest I can make a loop. Okay, well, you can hear that. You can hear that click. Well, the Silk vocals sort of taking care of it. They have a bypass. Yeah, the waves have got bypass, haven't they? Like this. I'm sure most Waves plugins, they have like a off button or something. Sure of it. Don't know what that does. Does it say anywhere? Maybe you have to get it to show bypass button. Got presets, that's pretty good. Anyway, it's not very obvious, but you can actually hear a very slight click. But yeah, you can use this gate to get rid of that. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. That's a pretty good gate as well. I'm not really hearing a lot of ramps in or out of that, which is good. So let's just. So here's the gate, and up that way. So I can note of that. There's a gate, and I think that's basically all of the features of this plugin. It offers a lot. Like, I'm absolutely blown away by the fact that this was free, really. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. I guess we could just bypass it with this. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. You can hear a real difference in that. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. So 1920 is the playback. Right, now I want to have a little go at this this compressor. Because I mean, basically. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth. You can see that the gate works in conjunction with this compressor, which is basically RVox. It's mind blowing that they're just giving RVox away for free. Basically, that's just pretty wild. That's just really kind of crazy. But we've got like Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. There's a couple of things that I want to sort out. Just take off that last little bit. And also just delete this this little click. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. I think that's really, really promising. You've got so we've removed a bunch of sound with Goyo, brilliant. But you can also just hear like there's still just a tiny fraction left, but the gate is taking care of a lot. The compressor is adding a nice bit of sort of makeup gain and beefing it up a bit. Whereas the rest of the vocal is just sort of like cleaning it up and just making it nicer, less boomy. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy Synth Music is my game. Playback. So yeah, basically, in short, that is Silk Vocal. That's Silk Vocal being introduced. That's what it does. That's its features. Um, Very impressive indeed. I think what I'm going to do is introduce this into when I make my shorts. I think I'll just use that. My vocal chain. Basically, like this replaces a vocal chain, doesn't it? Got your EQ, you've got your compression. Um, I mean, the compressor will make up a bit more of your signal. I think I'll still want a bit of distortion for crispness, if you will, but like I don't even know if that's necessary. I'll have to sort of like rejig my vocal chain for when I do my voiceover recordings for my shorts. I'll probably make one on Silk, actually. Why not? It's that good a plugin. Um, but yeah, I can take the EQ away, get rid of that immediately. I was using a compressor. I was using a LA2A from Waves again on my vocal. What else did I have on there? Um, well, yeah, I had gates. This gate is much better because the gate is actually integrated into the effect. So I think, when you use gates on stuff, I struggle a bit with gates because to me, I find it really hard just to get the exact right place where it's cutting off what I want it to and not cutting off anything that I don't want it to. Like I don't really use gates a lot. Um, I'd be much quicker to just sort of like chop up a sound. Like if you're using a snare, for example, and it's an audio file, instead of gating it, just cut the audio file. Just like, right, that's exactly where I want it to finish. Gates can just be a bit temperamental, I find. But then again, I'm not an expert in gating. Like I've only ever really used the Ableton stock gate, which is a very good one. But maybe if I actually spent some money on a gate, it might act more in the way that I want. I don't know. But either, really, the point I'm making is that I can remove the gate from my vocal chain. We'll find a good preset with this. Speaking of presets, what have we got in here? Because I haven't looked through any of this. So I guess these are just like. Because yeah, as I said earlier, what would be really, really, really cool is if like just imagine if there's a preset for this that's like chuck this on a synth and it will make things sound cool. Should we give that a go, by the way? Let's um let's get a synth instrument up, put a little sound down. It's a nice plugin that I've enjoyed messing around with. Uh this guy. Thump one. Um yeah, there she is. So I need my MIDI keyboard. Can I make this smaller? That's a bit big. I don't think it really needs to be that big. Okay, so. Ooh. Got some just great little presets in this. I got this because I just kind of want to go in a bit of a different direction with my bass sound design. Like, I make all my bass sounds and I've been doing them in a lot of the VSTs that come with Ableton, which for the record are brilliant. I am not putting them down at all. But listen to that. Can I make that ring on a bit longer? Yeah. There's something going on with the latency here. Very high. More would help there. I wonder if that's just like my sort of setup with streaming. I can record without volume, can't I? Let's try that. See how that sounds. Nope, that's what I want to do. Yeah, latency issue. That's interesting. It is a free VST, so I wonder if that's just... That one needs to be like right on it. That would just consolidate those together. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've just seen this Phoebes to answers. No worries. Your colleague is very lucky to have you helping them. For you are a genius. Should I put this under my my yesterling my yesterling rap? Is my game. Yesterling's the name. Nerdy synth music is my game. Yeah, nice one. Right, well, what we want to do is see what Silk Vocal is saying on this. Okay, so search her up. Okay, it's immediately taken a lot of the body out. Now we can... Yeah, it's basically eliminated the bass, which is what this plugin is supposed to do. Yeah, if you click these here, yeah, what would they call this? I guess you just to listen to the delta, I think. So if you click on these headphones, you will actually be able to hear what's being edited. Let's make a note of that. 29, 30. I believe what they call that the delta, which just means the signal that is being affected. So you can see it's really doing a number on the bass. So basically what I'm trying to see here is if I can get this to clean up this synth bass just without losing that body. Like, listen to this. Just the bass all goes. Here you can affect which area of the mid is being affected. Ah, that's what that does. So this button here so this button here, when you click it, you hear everything that's being affected. All three. One. Which is good. It's quite a useful sort of tool because you're like hearing everything that this plugin is doing. You go back to that, that's just a normal output. Definitely don't want to lose that bass, do I? There you go. So we take the high pass filter off. Right, okay, so as a default, there's a high pass filter on this plugin. Don't want it to be too bassy. I want it affecting the had to take it to the extremes, really. Alright, off and on. That is sounding better. This is promising. This is really promising. Just off and on again. That sounds so much better, but is actually sort of bringing out quite a lot of what I don't want to hear. So let's see if maybe I can just manually clear it up a little bit more with just a bit of EQing. I think what I'm going to do trying to just sort of clear up the resonances. Something around there I'm not a fan of. EQ off. That kind of, that note, that you can sort of hear, it's pitching around there, is what I'm trying to get rid of. Got some effects rack on it. Now, I'll tell you what I really need to do is duplicate this and just do what I would normally do to process this and see that. Yeah, we'll leave that on there. But yeah, just do a quick EQ and a bit of compression and then just compare the two. Frequency I don't like is around there somewhere. Maybe another one as well. Right there. Also, I just want to curve this a little bit. Right, cool. That's the EQ. Waves. Yeah, compressor. So let me get that up on the screen. Anybody else that does music production streams in this way, I get quite annoyed that I mean it's a little thing, but when I get a plugin up, it just appears on this screen and not this one, and I don't really know why. Like Ableton's here, why are you appearing there? I don't know if I can change that. Let's see. Sorry about that. Yeah, all right, nice and beefy. Yeah, 60 hertz. Okay, cool. So I've done some EQing, done some compression, bit of distortion. Right, let's see how the two compare to each other. So now you know about mapping. That will do to the A button. That's A. And that. Oh, no, sorry, no, I'm doing the wrong thing. Key mapping is what I want to do. There we go. That is A, and that is S. Right, so now when I press A and S, these go off and on. This is a great way of A and Bing. So we'll start off with mine. Oh. Click off. So this is the this is what I processed. I mean, quickly, you know, I could have taken more time on it, but I'm roughly happy with that. Now let's see how the first one sounds. This is the one with Silk Vocal. Well, I definitely think the Silk Vocal one is better. Just sounds better than mine. Mine doesn't sound terrible, I don't think. But you can hear quite a clear difference between the two. Again, if you're watching, when the 3 is highlighted here, that's my processing, and this is the one with Silk Vocal. In fact, maybe I'll just put that for people watching. Oh. Now that I've heard it a few times, maybe I do prefer my one. It's a bit thumpier. It's like we're losing less of the kick transient on mine. Can you hear that? Well, it's a tough one for me to actually choose. I think they both sound fine. Um, but it could be that, because I was processing my one myself, I'm just like, I just know more what I want. But that kind of like dynamic EQ vibe of the Silk ones sounds really good to me. There's more of that. There's more of that in the Silk vocal one. I've got rid of that. Maybe on a Silk vocal, if I so again, it's just got it up. It's just appeared down on the other screen. Well, I've already got the high to the highest. I was gonna say maybe if I hmm. The if you think about the way that this plugin is supposed to work, you can hear in the two synths here that it's preserved a bunch. More has been preserved in the Silk version, which is essentially what this is designed to do because it's designed for vocals. So you're not trying to like gut out the vocals in the same way that you would a synth. You're not trying to like actually lose anything. You're just trying to clean it up and make it clearer. So you can hear that that's what this is doing to the synth. You can hear in my processing, I've taken stuff out. I've taken things that I don't like from the sound out of it. Whereas the Silk vocal has still cleaned it up but preserved the things within it. And I think this is why, I think I'll just have to say I don't think this is going to make a replacement for Soothe 2. Just have to keep saving up for that one. Um, I don't know. I was kind of hoping they do like a Black Friday thing, but even if so, like those really expensive plugins, it'll be like, we're doing 30% off. It'll still be like over 300 quid. Yeah, I would like it. What else did I want? That Fab Filter Pro Q3. That's a brilliant EQ, and that's also like wildly expensive. And looking to buying it, you're just like, oh, how's about no? But I've got TTR Nova, which is great and free. And I do actually think the stock EQ on Ableton is very decent for being something that just comes with Ableton. Um, but yeah, I ultimately have to deem that this plugin is not going to replace Soothe 2, and I don't think I would be quick to reach for it um, when it comes to processing synths. I think out of these two, well, I think I did a better job, but I was doing stuff to my ears. That's what sounds better to me. That's what I'm looking for. So if anybody out there has any comments on it, I'd be very interested to hear if you think actually the Silk vocal one sounds better. Um, do let me know and point out what it is you prefer about it. That'd be really interesting to me. Actually, if someone could do that, if that is your opinion. But yeah, for my ears, yeah, Silk vocal. What it does, what it did on my voice up here was fantastic. Very useful. I will be integrating it into my vocal chain. But as a replacement for Soothe 2 as an instrumental thing, nah. But again, I guess it depends what you want to do. Like, I accept that in this example we were using a very heavy sound. Maybe we could do the same thing, but on a less intense sound. That's not not a like thumpy bass thing. Um, let's get up. Last time, did I get some other new programs? It's annoying. I got this plugin that's supposed to come with a bunch of sounds. It just didn't come with any of them. It's like, do you want to load the sounds on? I'm like, no. No, I don't want to load the sounds on. Same with this thing. If you um get this plugin up, it's by that YouTube geezer. Maybe we have to get rid of no? Okay, nothing appears to be there. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Noiser, pitch drift. Inner pitch, that's a great plugin that I came across recently. Alright. 2L. Come on now. Okay, this is a fairly decent VST. This will give us some it's difficult. It doesn't there isn't a way to just sort of put these into sections. Like if you just want video wireless. What's that sounding like? Are we on? Oh, my apologies. Bless, bless me. Are we allowed to say that? Is that a thing? Trying to find like a sort of nice high sound. You know what? Let's go with that. Let's put a little something down. I'll put it back on. I mean, whatever. Not really. Actually, no. I'll put something proper down. I will put something proper down. Okay. Bring these closer up. On these again, I just bring them closer to the line.
Can't bless yourself.
Just make this that long. That's just a 2-bar little recording thing. Right, okay, great. So now let's hear what Silk Vocal does to this. Because of course, like I said, using Silk Vocal on like a thumpy, quite heavy bass sound was an interesting experiment. But yeah, I think just me, my ears, and what I know about music processing would do a better job there. Again, like I'm not implying that's what Silk Vocal should be doing, but we're trying out, if it could be a replacement for Soothe 2. I think we've deemed not for bass sounds, but here's our high little plinky chords. Let's see what Silk Vocal is saying on this. Hey, Pumplemoose. Just been joined by a little doggy. A little cute baby doggy. She's not a baby, she's old as fur. But she's come to say hello with her wide eyes and her dramatic stare. Tom, what are your thoughts on the Wave Silk Vocal plugin? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your input. Anyway, so here are chords. Right, Silk Vocal, there we are. Silk Vocal stereo. Again, have to drag it up to the screen. Thank you. So here we are. This is just its default. I haven't really looked at any of these presets because again, it's like none of these really work. Tame, high end, remove the mud female. I mean, that could be useful. Damian Lewis, like this here just it's default. This is what it's doing. Still not sure the difference between. I feel like the difference between male and vocals, obviously, male voices are more, I don't know, not necessarily deeper in pitch, but deeper in frequency. There's more lows to male voice, and that's that doesn't mean that they're pitched lower or higher. It's not about pitch. It's about what's actually the quality of the audio. There'd be a lot of high frequencies in female voices and low frequencies in male voices. So I think when it comes to an instrument like this, the male setting is the one. We can see here the blue is what's being removed. So let's hear it without. Okay. That's definitely cleaned up that sound. Work a bit hard on the mids. So yeah, I want a bit up here being affected as well. Bit of compression. Not too much. Alright, we'll A-B it off and on. You really hear when it's on the kind of initial bell sound of these chords as being brought out. That's it off. So that's fairly decent. Impressive what it's done. I've got to say though, I don't think that's what I'd want to do to this sound. I wouldn't want to make that transient seem super obvious. You can hear how when Silk Vocal's off, the kind of focus of the sound is the warbly, longer held things as opposed to those initial bell sounds. Definitely have to lower the volume in the mix. It's not that it sounds bad, it's just that's not what I feel I'd want to do. See what the triangle's saying. So we've got the high pass filter on, which you'd actually want on this sound. What's gate saying? Gate's not really something that we want. It's interesting to hear what this plugin has done to this sound. But like I said, I'm